What's up, Scrappy peeps? It's Adele from Inkie Quill, and I'm here with number 8 of my Q&A Inkie series, where I answer questions that you guys asked a long time ago and I didn't get a chance to answer them yet. This episode we're talking all about mixed media, and I have a bunny hair that just flew up my nose. The bunnies are molting at the moment because it's summer here in Australia while I'm filming this. While you're watching this, it's probably winter by now, but they're molting, and their fur, every time Frida just ran it past, and she just was like a poof of hairballs everywhere. Tangent, we're 40 seconds in and we've already got a tangent. Nice work, Adele. So this episode we're talking about mixed media, and I've got some questions that I'm going to answer for you, hopefully. Hope it helps. I'm not an expert. I've only been scrapbooking for a couple of years. I don't know everything. I don't really know a lot. You know what I'm good at? I'm good at winging it. I'm good at making it up and making it look like I know what I'm doing. Yeah. So, first question. Top tips for starting an art journal. Buy an art journal. That's tip number 1. Look at the paper. Go for an art journal that has kind of a thicker paper so that your mixed media won't pour through it and it won't get too crinkly and warped. Second tip is don't get distracted by all the pretty things and all the techniques. You don't need to start with all the techniques. So I would, if I was starting art journaling again, I would get an art journal. I would have a few acrylic paints in some key colors. Now, I really like, for beginners especially, but I just like them normally, the Dilution's round pots of paint. I'll put them here. The colors are beautiful. They're nice and thin, so they dry quickly. And I also just like the color range that they get. So grab a journal, grab a couple of paints. You don't need the whole range. Grab a red, a yellow, a blue, a black, a white, and if there's a color that you really love, like a pink or you can mix colors. So as long as you've got the 3 primaries and black and white, you should be okay. I would also just grab some cheap brushes. You don't need expensive brushes. Spatulas are great fun as well, like you can get them from $2 shops. Look at your kids section, the kids craft, for a watercolor set to start off with. You can get the Crayola ones for under $10, and have a look at what you've already got. You might even already have some supplies in your scrapbooking. If you're a scrapbooker, you might already have some stamps you can use. You might have some tissue paper you can use. You might have some doilies and stickers and things that you've already got. So I would say keep to the basic colors to start off with till you figure out what you like. So what I would do is I would buy, I love turquoise. Turquoise is my jam. My craft room's got a lot of turquoise in it. So I would often buy the paints in a turquoise color so I could compare them a little bit. So it took me a while to find out that I like the Dilution Sprays, spray mist, and the Distress stains. But yes, limit your color palette because you don't need them all. Maybe buy a stencil or 2 if you feel so. But there's a lot of things that you can use for stencils, that like packaging that comes in food, or foam stamps you might have rolling around from when the kids were little, or you can use the lids of containers. You can use so many things. So I am going to have an art journaling 101 class. I've started planning it. I haven't started filming it yet. It's February while I'm filming this. Baby Tombs is still growing, a couple of weeks. So I'm hoping over the next 2 weeks, if he doesn't pop out early, that I'm going to be filming 2 classes. We'll see. One of them is Art Journaling 101. So stay tuned for that. It might be up by now. It might not be up by now, but I'm hoping to have it up this year sometime. So yes, that's my tip for starting art journaling. I hope that helps. Yeah, have a look at what you've got and just layer. If you think the page isn't going in the direction that you want, just slap some more paint on there. No one's going to know. No one's going to know that the page was originally green and now it's purple. No one knows except for you. Next up, and that answered the next question a little bit as well. Mixed media mediums. That's a mouthful. Honestly, if you're starting out, I would grab a gesso of some sort. There's clear or white or black. I find the clear is probably the most, what's the word I'm looking for? Not useful. Flexible, I guess you could say. Because if you, for example, stick some tissue paper in your art journal and then you want to gesso over the top, if you use white, it will be white. So it'll look like white paint slapped all over the top of it and you won't see the tissue paper. But if you have clear, you'll be able to still see through it. So maybe grab a small bottle of clear gesso if you can. I really like texture paste, modeling paste, molding paste. They're all the same thing. I really like it because it's fun to smush through stencils. So if you want to branch out a little bit, you can go there. I use matte medium as my glue when I'm collaging, but you can use PVA glue. It works the same. Matte mediums are great. It's a very versatile product because you can use it like a glue. You can use it as a top coat, like a sealer. And it comes in matte or gloss. I like matte just because if I'm using it as a glue and I accidentally go out of the lines, then I don't want to see that glossy finish. But I also have a gloss one that I use for doing through stencils that you might have seen on Inkie Quill doing some projects. So there's a lot of mediums. I will go into more detail in the class about mediums and things, but I think to start off with, you really only need a gesso, which is just, a lot of people ask what it is. It's kind of just like putting a bit of a raincoat on your paper. So it just kind of seals the porousness of the paper and makes it so that the ink isn't going to seep in as much. It makes the colors a bit brighter. It's less likely to warp your page, and it's just different. I will do in the class some examples of using gesso and not using gesso. Next up, how do I like to use my dilution sprays, except for the packaging technique? I mix them with texture paste. I spray them directly through stencils sometimes. I spray them directly onto layouts sometimes. I use them as a watercolor sometimes, so I might just put a bit on the side and use it like a watercolor. Yeah, that's how I like to use them. Styles for Miles asked if my students ever ask why I have funny coloured hands. I did one day go to school. I'd had a shower the night before, and then I decided to do some scrapping, and my hands were so blue. I washed them, but I didn't have another shower, but I washed them multiple times. They were still blue the next day, and only one boy picked up on my Smurf hands, and he asked, it was around the time when the Smurf movie actually came out, and he asked why I had Smurf hands, and I just said, because Smurfs are cool, and walked away. Didn't ask me any questions after that. Yes, Mr. Rad, I want to get him back into art journaling a little bit more. We've been a bit preoccupied with my pregnancy health problems, but I'm hoping he can get into his iCads more. He has a channel, Inkie Beard, if you haven't subscribed over there. And I will do more videos on Let's Get Inky too. Let's see. I don't make flip books and pocket letters. That's a domain that I haven't gone into yet. I love them. They're beautiful. A lot of subscribers have sent me things. This is mail that I have to sort into my Happy Mail binders. I think they're amazing what people can do and make it flip and flap. And if you don't know what a flip book is, type it into YouTube and prepare to be amazed at people's construction abilities, because it's like a pocket letter. It's like a pen pal letter, but it flips and has pockets, and oh, they're really, really cool. How do I get my lashes to look so long? I have ridiculously long eyelashes. I don't know if you can, let's see if we can. Are you there, camera? Oh. I have ridiculously long eyelashes, so much so that they get stuck on my glasses all the time, and I often like this because my eyelashes have gotten stuck, so I have to wear my glasses a little bit further down my nose. I just have long eyelashes. I've never worn fake eyelashes in my life. I think I would look ridiculous. I would look like a freaking camel or something. Like I use Maybelline Falsies mascara, and I have for a few years. Mascara is the only makeup that I wear. I don't wear makeup. I don't do foundation or lipstick or contours or any of that stuff. I admire people that can do that on their face. I need to be able to look at it to be able to use paint and make it look pretty. If I was trying to do it on my own face, I would end up with who knows what. So yeah, it's just, I'm just very lucky with my lashes. And I'm gonna leave it there. So the next section, yes, we're still going. This is number 8. I've still got 3 pages of questions to go. The next one's going to be all about technology. So it's going to be photo printing, photo editing, YouTubing, filming, editing, all of that. So stay tuned for the next couple of Inkie question and answers. Please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Hit me up in the comments with any other questions that you have, and I'll try and film another Q&A at the end of the year probably. And I'll see you all in the next video. Bye!